May I now request Sri Bharat Gopu and Praful Ketkar to honor the Honorable Governor of Kerala. It is indeed my pleasure and honor to introduce SHRI ARIF MOHAMMAD Khan, the Honorable Governor of Kerala. He has an illustrious career and he had his education as a graduate of honors from Aligarh University, his LLB from Lucknow University, and he was a student leader and later on went on to become the General Secretary of the Student Union. He was elected to the Legislative Assembly in 1977 at the young age of 26 from Siena constituency. He was elected for the 8th, 9th, 12th Lok Sabha, and he held the position of the Union Cabinet Minister under various portfolios, mentioning a few: energy and civil aviation between 89 and 90, Deputy Minister of Information and Broadcasting in between 82-83, agriculture 83-84, energy, industry and company affairs, home affairs, to mention a few. He's an audacious reader. His lectures are very, very popular among students and youngsters. He has been a member of multiple international delegations. And he assumed the office as the Governor of Kerala on 6th September 2019. May I now request the Honorable Governor of Kerala to address the gathering, sir.
Shri Praful Ketkar ji, who is a very dear friend and editor of the organizer, Shri Bharat Gopu ji. In Kerala we say Sahodari Sahodaran Mare. Here it is ladies and gentlemen. Elavarkum ente vandanam. Let me. I am absolutely delighted to participate in this Litfest organized by Indo-East Samudaya Foundation. And I would like to compliment them for organizing this event on the theme of Ram Rajya and to honor senior Supreme Court lawyer and former Attorney General, the highly respected legal luminary Padma Vibhushan Shri K. Parasaranji, who eminently deserves the title Shri Rama Ratnam. As a think tank, Indo Samudaya Foundation has been engaging various organizations to address important issues and propose solutions, especially in the backdrop of the Amrit Kal, which, if I use the words of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, means to dedicate the next 25 years of our lives for the nation's development. We should work towards the development of the entire humanity. in the context of the Grand Ram Temple at Ayodhya, discussions on the Indian cultural renaissance have gained greater relevance. We all know that Shri K. Parasaranji, who successfully argued in the Ayodhya land dispute case, he was named as a trustee in the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust. The honor conferred on him today is recognition of his dedication to the sacred cause and his professional excellence. I recall Parasaranji's statement that the arguments that he made in the Ram Mandir case in the Supreme Court came from his heart and from his love and devotion for Lord Rama. His emotions came to fore when he said, "I do it for Lord Ram only." Such was his devotion to Lord Ram and to the cause. In fact, many have opined that Parasaranji's courtroom orations were often a profound exposition of the Sanatan ideals and values. No wonder former Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Justice Sanjay Krishna Kaul, referred to him as the Pitamah of the Indian bar. For his contribution to the law, upholding his dharma as a jurist. Honors like Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan and nomination to Rajya Sabha in 2012 did not in any way diminish his commitment to law. His knowledge of the Indian Constitution and ancient dharma is widely acknowledged and hailed. Excellence has been a way of life with Parasaranji, and this was acknowledged by almost every administration since 1970s. When you look at his record, his dedication, his excellence, then a verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita comes to one's mind. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattavam Shrimad urjitam eva va tattad eva avagaccha tvam mama tejom shasambhavam. Whenever you see any being extraordinarily brilliant, extraordinarily rich in attributes, extraordinarily powerful, then know that all that brilliance comes from a small part of my splendor. This is what Lord had told Arjun in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. A most sought after lawyer, Shri Parasaranji's faith in ethical conduct was exemplary. Once, when the central government ignored his opinion about the plan to demolish a newspaper's building, he offered to resign if he was asked to defend the government in that case in Supreme Court. The government, despite his public statement, kept him in office and even promoted him as Attorney General of India within 2 months. The NDA government had awarded him the Padma Bhushan. The award of Padma Vibhushan and nomination to Rajya Sabha came from the next UPA government. This shows the profound respect which this erudite lawyer commanded, cutting across party lines. I have heard that he cherished his friendship with late Shri Fali S. Nariman, again a very famous lawyer, noted jurist. And it was Shri Fali Nariman who had persuaded him to shift to New Delhi at a time when when Parasaranji was having a thriving practice in Chennai. But in Kaveri river water dispute, they appeared on opposite sides. And both argued so ferociously that the members of the tribunal felt that the two friends would not see each other eye to eye. And they made it known. Responding to the comment from the tribunal, Narimanji, in his usual humorous style, said, "My lords, this case has brought us even closer. Now we see eyeball to eyeball." Parasaranji himself very often laced his arguments with a touch of humor. While arguing a case, Parasaranji was narrating a story about a guru teaching a student about mithya, the myth, Maya. So, in the story, he was explaining this to the student, and then a tiger appears and Guru runs for his life. The confused student asks the Guru, "If it is all mithya, Guruji, why are you running away?" To which the Guru remarked, "My running is also a mithya." It was at this moment that Narimanji stepped into the courtroom. Parasaranji looked at him and said, "Talk about a tiger," and tiger enters the hall. Today, as we honor Parasaranji with the title Shri Ramaratnam, we are reminded of the commitment and devotion of a karma yogi. The Indian tradition attaches great significance to the qualities of devotion and dedication, particularly in the case of one who is living what we, in modern language, we will say practical life. In our traditional language, we will say Girhast Ashram or householder, the life of a householder. And our tradition says how you have to live the life of a householder, Girhast Ashram, Brahma nishto girhasta syat tattva jnana parayana yad yad karma pirkirvita tad brahmani samarpayet. The householder shall have his life established in Brahma, the supreme truth, shall pursue the deeper truth, deeper meaning of all things, and in all activities, whatever one does in life, shall dedicate all his activities to the eternal being. As if you are, whatever actions you are performing in the presence of the supreme truth or eternal being. Padma Vibhushan Parasaranji is one who attained highest levels of excellence in executing his work as a devotion to the Supreme Being. I compliment the Indoi Samudaya Foundation for their decision, and I am indeed grateful to the foundation for the honor they have done me by asking me to give award to this extraordinarily erudite and inspiring personality. Now I would like to make few remarks about the theme of the literary festival, that is Ram Rajyam. Shri Ram Rajyam or Dharma Rajyam is synonym of the kingdom of God on the earth with all its aspects. Rama Rajyam symbolizes the ideal society free of crime and war and endowed with all auspicious attributes like peace, prosperity, equality, and complete well-being of the people of the state. Here, I would like to depart from what I have come prepared with, that the unique feature of Indian civilization and culture is that it has not been defined by variable and alienable characteristics like race or how you give expression to your faith or what language you speak. The Indian civilization is defined by inalienable and invariable Atma, which is common inheritance of all mankind, which is all inclusive. If you use any other parameter, then all people do not speak the same language. All people do not have the same color of the skin. All people do not give expression to their faith. God is one. But the pathways to, people adopt different pathways to Ruchinam, Vaichitriya, Dirju Kutil, Nanapajyasham, Nirna Meko, Gamyastomsi, Paisa Marnaviv. These famous lines were quoted by Swami Vivekananda in the Parliament of Religions, that we Indians, we start our day with the prayer that as various water bodies, rivers, springs, rivulets, they originate from their own sources, but take crooked and straight paths, ultimately merge into the sea. So, Lord, we human beings, depending on our disposition, we take different paths, but ultimately our destination is to merge into you. So that is the unique, in fact, the unique feature of Indian civilization is that it has humanized the divinity and divinized the humanity. So this is what Ram Rajya is all about. It represents the ideal society which is, as I said earlier, is basically free from sense of fear. In the first chapter of Valmiki Ramayana, Narad Rishi uses an elegant phrase, Ramo Rajyam Upasitva. Ramo Rajyam Upasitva, which comprehensively describes only 3 words, but they describe how the king, how Lord Rama as king conducted himself in running the affairs of the state. This is a profound statement which covers everything about the Ramraj. From these words, it can be easily understood that Shri Ram did not take his kingdom as his personal domain or the people of Ayodhya as his subjects. Instead, the kingdom and the people were like deity to him. The word uses upasita. So the kingdom of Ayodhya and the people of Ayodhya, they were like God to him. They were like deity to him. He took care of his people like a father takes care of his children. He was happy in the happiness of his people, and the grief of any one of them grieved him most. To him, his personal likes or dislikes were of no consequence. Look at the spirit of dedication and firmness of resolve which he had. The Valmiki Ramayana says that on one occasion he declared, Sneham, Dayam, Cha Saukhyam, Cha Yadiva Janki Mapi, Aradhanaye Lokasye, Munchato Nasti Me Vetha. Those whom I love, those who deserve my empathy and compassion, and even Janki, who is my soulmate, who is more dear to me than my own life, I shall not hesitate even for a moment, and I shall not be grieved if I have to renounce all these people, so as to, and the words used are Aradhanaye Lokasye. He does not use the word to serve the people of Ayodhya. He says, in order to worship the people of Ayodhya, to him service was worship. Everything which is dear to my heart, even somebody who is more dear to me than my own life, I shall not hesitate to renounce them so that I can worship the people of Ayodhya in a manner which I want to do. Look at the choice of words. I have already said that he does not say to serve the people of Ayodhya. Aradhanai, not sevai. Aradhanai lokasya. Basically, we can say on the basis, there's a beautiful dialogue in Valmiki Ramayana. When in forest, this happened between Ma Sita and Shri Ram. Sita says, she wonders, and she says to Bhagwan Ram, why the flowers produce sweet fragrance and nectar? Is it for providing food to the bees or for the purpose of pollination in order to preserve their species? The law of nature is reciprocity. That is, if you wish to receive something, then you are required to give something. There is nothing like charity. In this bargain, there is neither exploitation, nor selfishness, nor selflessness. To this, Shri Ram replies, I look at things differently. This is a dialogue between the two from Valmiki Ramayana. He says, I look at things differently. In jungle, this is important, in jungle, forest, trees depend for their food on the elements of earth, and some animals consume other animals who eat vegetation. I see them both as the provision and the consumers. Those who consume fear that soon they will not get their fill, and those who are consumed, they fear becoming victims of the predators. I see. Beautiful. The parallel which he is going to draw is simply wonderful. He is talking about jungle. Jungle is opposite of civilization. In jungle there is Matsya Niyaya. In civilized society there is Sanskriti. We are bound by law. So he says, in jungle, I see all around an environment of fear. On the other hand, an ideal dharmic samaj or civil society must be free from all kind of fear, abhay. Because the dharma prescribes to build a society that is free from all kinds of fear. And this is not only that Bhagwan Ram is saying so, in Shatpat Brahmin it has been said that a dharmic samaj is one where there is absence of Matsya Niyaya. Absence of Matsya Niyaya means where weak has no reason to fear the strong. In the jungle, the strong, the powerful devour the weak. In a dharmic samaj, in a civilized society, it is the strong who take upon themselves the responsibility that the weak shall live and survive, thrive with dignity. It is our responsibility. This is the hallmark of a civilized society. Srimad Bhagavad Gita also says, Yasman nodvijate loko, lokan nodvijate chaya, harsho marsh bhayo deger mukto, ya sa cha me priya. I love one. God is saying that I love one who does not scare anybody and who is not scared of anybody, and who does not become angry easily, nor becomes too happy, is not excitable. So this is what Indian tradition really stresses upon. Now, I'll take few minutes to describe why Shri Ram, we do not know the exact date, but whatever attributes he has, his story continues to inspire the present generation of Indians as it inspired the earlier generations. Why is that? Maharshi Vashisht describes him as Ramo Vigrahvan Dharma. He was the embodiment of Dharma. He is called Maryada Purushottam, one who respects and never crosses the bounds of law, rules, and morality. His hands are meant for charity. This is what these are not my words. This is what has been said by various composers of the Ramayana. His hands are meant for charity, feet for pilgrimage, arms for victory, speech for truth, and his conflict means death of the enemy. Lord Rama is described as Purvbhashi Priyam Vada, which means that he entertained others with sweet talk and humility. He himself will go forward. He will not wait for anybody to come to him. He would rather go to anybody and say sweet words to him in a very humble manner. At the same time, if someone said something bad about him or hurtful about him, then he would keep mum and would not retort. Uchya manopi purusham notaram pirti padyate. This phrase again is from Valmiki Ramayana. That if somebody said something hurtful, he would not respond. He will just keep mum. He does not want to pay in the same coin and hurt that person who had tried to hurt his feelings. Similarly, he would not only publicly appreciate any good done to him, but a small act of goodness, he will magnify it and tell about it again and again. Parguna parmanun parvati kirtiya nityam. Any good thing, small, people generally, there's a proverb, you are making a mount out of a molehill. So, of a small act of goodness, he will magnify it and announce it again and again. On the other hand, he would never remember all the good that he did to others. Na smarati apakaranam. Here, what is the real secret behind these attributes, behind this charit? So, there is a story in Valmiki Ramayana that when they had finally decided, this was announced that he will go to the forest, and night, the evening before morning they have to depart. In the evening, they are preparing themselves, the clothes of bark and whatever is to be done, they are preparing themselves. At that time, the younger brother Lakshman, he loses his cool and becomes very angry and blames father Dashrath for all the problems the family has gone through. And he uses words which a son is not supposed to use about his father. Shri Ram listens to him patiently and then tells him, after he has finished, he does not interrupt him. He does not say to him, why you are speaking this language. He listens to him. And when he is finally silent, then Bhagwan Ram tells him, Daho miti ya buddhir vidya sa pirkirtate naham dehaschi datmed buddhi vidyete bhanyate. He says, Lakshman, the cause of your anger is that no more, at least for 14 years, since you have decided to go with me, therefore for 14 years you will be deprived of the comforts of the royal palace. And in the forest, you will have to suffer many difficulties, many privations. You will be denied, so many things will be denied to you, you are used to. Therefore, you are angry. But you are not realizing that it is the body which goes through this experience. If you think you are your body, then you are victim of avidya. You are not your body. You are Atma, Chaitanya Atma. And Atma, as they say, as it has been said in Bhagavad Gita, na jayate miryate va kadachi nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate na hanyamane sharire. It is, there is not even death for Atma. So where is a question of suffering for Atma? So you have to make a distinction between the two. Who you are. Are you this body which is undergoing change every moment? Or are you Atma which is not subject to change, which is eternal? Which does not take birth, which does not die. I look at the whole thing from this angle, that basically, not just ideals, values, mindset, ethos, traditions, everything is basically rooted in this concept. Even as I said earlier, that our civilization and culture, Dr. Birjendranath Seal, who was a contemporary, a classmate of Swami Vivekananda, he has used a beautiful term. India is ever aging, but never old. And the experts believe, they are of the opinion, that the secret of the continuity of Indian civilization is in this belief of everything defined by Atma. It is so inclusive in the nature. Then I think I should also, I know I am speaking in Chennai, but I will translate that. It is in Hindi, so I will translate that how to realize Ram. Goswami Tulsidas ji says that the life of Rama is infinite. I am starting with translation, because I know I am speaking here. The life of Rama is infinite. It is difficult to comprehend him, but he can be known through the medium of love and devotion. Nana bhati Ram avatara, Ramayan satkoti apara, Rama hi keval prem pyara. The only thing dear to him is prem. There is no other route to him except through love and devotion. And finally, I would say that we must always remember that associated with the concept of Atma is the concept of karma. And there is a beautiful story from Anand Ramayan with which I shall conclude. And I hope that will help us to understand our own culture. Bhagwan Ram comes back after 14 years. SHRI Ram Rajyam is established in Ayodhya. Everything is fine. And suddenly one day in the court, a dog appears. And he complains to the king that he has been hurt, physically hurt, for no reason, for no fault of his, by somebody. Inquiry is ordered, report comes, and the king tells the tells the dog in the court, in presence of everybody, that your complaint is right. I would like you to suggest what punishment should be given to this man who has hurt you without any reason. So this man who had hurt the dog, he was the Mahant of a temple. So the dog tells Bhagwan Ram that make him the chief Mahant of the temple. Then, like you have laughed, everybody in the court laughed. And they asked the dog that, have you come here to get him punished or to get him rewarded for what he has done? He said that my karmas of the earlier birth, there is so much merit that I am conscious of what I had done in earlier births. But some major sin I had committed. Because of that, I was born as a dog. You are human beings, but you not have that Param Chetana, and you are not aware of your past lives. I am aware of my past life. I was chief priest of a temple, and when you become chief, you feel there is no accountability, and when you feel there is no accountability, you are likely to commit stupid things. I don't want him to suffer a small punishment here. I want him to suffer the same punishment which I am undergoing through. Our cultural legacy, I tell you, is simply astounding. We are to be blamed. Honestly, if we convey what our culture stands for. Prime Minister said from the ramparts of the Red Fort, to better understand our cultural legacy and feel proud of it. We can feel proud of it only if we understand it. And if we understand it better and try to live those values, then we can show once you recognize that, as I said earlier, that Atma is the common inheritance of all mankind. Once we internalize that lesson, can we be disrespectful to anybody? Can we step on the feet of the other person? We say with great pride, India never conquered any country. Tried to conquer any country. Sir, our culture does not allow us to conquer anybody. Our culture says, accept and respect everybody as one is. We do not believe in conversion. We believe in traveling from lower truth to higher truth. It's an evolution. It's a process of self-improvement. I have taken so much of your time and you have listened to me patiently. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Valle nanni jai hind. Thank you very much.